Hello, Al Vanderbeek here with week 4 update. As of today, which is February 27th, 2025, I have completed 22 of 30 radiation treatments, as well as 4 of 6 chemotherapy sessions. So it's a good day today. I've been mentioning in my previous vlogs how, I'm at the getting to the end of the finish line. However, I am getting to the end of the finish line as far as treatments are concerned. However, then we'll start the beginning of recovery. As I've continued to mention in all my videos, there's a cumulative effect of all these radiation and chemo treatments, and they kind of just compile and they build and they build, and it's expected that things will be at their worst as far as physically at the end of the 6 weeks of treatments, which is March 11th. So in about a week and a half, 2 weeks from now. I met with the oncologist this morning, and she also reminded me probably another 2 to 4 weeks where you kind of get over that hump and you start to feel like, okay, things are taking a turn for the better. So this is a long road still yet to come. I continue to focus on things to look forward to just on a daily basis. That's just been super helpful for me during this journey. I guess we'll address the elephant in the room. The time did come for me to shave my beard last week. I probably did it the next day following my last update. It was getting unsightly. You just kind of tug at the hairs. They were so brittle that they just were coming out in little patches. So it was time to shave again, but that's the least of my worries. Those things, the beard should grow back in full. If not, then that's okay as well. But the priority is just curing this disease, getting back to a new normal standard of life. I have talked about this as well, but just as far as like getting into a daily routine has been something that I've really needed to establish. Along the way, you just find these little tips and tricks, and something that I've discovered lately, it's not, this revolutionary technology or method, just things that just almost seem commonplace that we don't even think about. As you know, I'm doing cold therapy on my hands and feet. I'm wearing those gloves during chemo, and again, so far, no neuropathy in my hands or feet. So grateful for that. I thought that it would be a good idea to start icing my neck 3 times a day. So good old Amazon, they have everything. They have these great gel packs that you can put in the freezer. I bought 2 of them. They last about maybe 15 minutes each. So about 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes around 5 o'clock, and then at 10 o'clock, another 30 minutes. And I really believe that that's helping. I mean, it only makes sense. Again, you have this sunburn that's going inside and all these sores and blisters from the radiation, and it definitely feels very soothing. When we do ice our injuries, it just helps with inflammation, and then also induces the body to start repairing as well. And my wife has been telling me probably for several weeks now that I should try ice packs, and finally the light went on, and I'm doing that pretty religiously, as well as putting lotion on my neck in between. Magnesium oil is something that I've found that kind of soothes the neck, and magnesium is just a great agent as far as having a lot of healing properties in it. You just try anything to get you through the day, and if they work just a little bit, or even if it's more of just a placebo effect, it doesn't matter because it's helping me get through this every single day. The pain has gotten more severe in my throat. I can actually see all the blisters, these white blisters and sores, if I open my mouth and say, it's pretty gruesome looking, and it feels as bad as it looks. A little over 4 weeks into it, I've kind of held off on real pain medications, meaning, ones that are narcotic or opioids. I really wanted to steer clear of that. However, because my weight just continues to drop, and I probably lost about 20 pounds total. However, I'm not at the point yet to where, we need a feeding tube. I'm not going to go down that road. I keep saying that, of course, if I have to, but my mind is set. And I think, we're far enough along in this to where I've dialed in on some things with pain management. So, I got a prescription for some morphine. I know that sounds so like, whoa, morphine. And I thought the same thing. It was either that or some oxycodone. I'm being very sparingly on it. I'm basically just kind of saving everything for around 5 p.m. where I take my nausea medication. I take 5 to 10 milligrams. It's about 1 to 2 teaspoons of liquid morphine. That gets me through, the rest of the day, through the night. And that's kind of what I'm used to when I used to do intermittent fasting between 6 o'clock to, 9, 10 o'clock when I'm just pounding the food. Foods that I've been really working for me is chicken noodle soup, pears, applesauce, scrambled eggs, chocolate milk has been my best friend, protein drinks as well. My wife made me chocolate milk with a couple tablespoons of peanut butter just to get the extra calories. Actually, I prefer poached eggs over scrambled eggs, so I went and bought a poached egg kit, again on Amazon. Some interesting foods that have proven to not work as well as I've gotten into treatments is a banana. Banana used to be fine, but an avocado, however, there's some chemical or acidity in those that just irritate my tongue and my mouth and my throat. So you pay attention to those things and you just say, okay, it's not worth it, and you find other things that work. Before I did go down the morphine route, I did try gabapentin and another non-narcotic painkiller. However, those didn't seem to be very successful after about a week or so of managing the pain. At this point, again, it's using these medications for what they're intended for and hoping that there won't be any long-term dependency. My oncologist did make a good point to where there is a difference between addiction and dependency. Right now, I am kind of dependent on these drugs because if I can manage my pain, then I can get the proper nutrition. So it's kind of a double-edged sword in a lot of ways. Everything's telling me, stay away, stay away. However, I'm just going to be in worse condition. It's going to take a lot longer time for my body to heal. It's going to be a lot more difficult for me to be able to avoid nasty side effects if I can't get in enough calories, get in enough liquids on a daily basis. If I can manage the pain though, and again, between 5 o'clock, that's when I take the pain medication, anti-nausea medication, and I can eat. I can get stuff down. And if that's what I need to do to get through this and give my body and my mind the best chance of recovering over the next month, then that's what I'm going to do. It definitely feels like a full-time job, the icing and the eating and just mentally trying to stay on top of things. If I talk for too long visiting with people, I do find that I get a lot more fatigue, just my voice in general, just because it's a lot weaker. So I love talking, obviously, to people, sometimes more than other times. Usually at the nighttime when I'm a little bit more medicated, I get a little bit more chatty and I try to preserve that throughout the day, not socialize and talk as much, not too much stimulation because it just seems to fatigue me out. They did offer me some IV fluid treatments as needed. If I don't feel like I'm getting enough liquids in, I can schedule appointments pretty easily and go get some fluids put in. Another big thing is, as you all know from my first video, the first 7 months of this diagnosis, I didn't do anything as far as any traditional medical treatments. I solely just focused on my nutrition with a raw diet and juicing. Again, I'm so grateful that I took that route. I do feel like that is what's helping me get through this because I feel like my immune system was just kind of at its peak. I mean, even though I had cancer, I felt amazing. If I was to try to focus on my nutrition right now, like start doing raw diet and juicing, there's no way. There's no way the condition I'm in with the pain of my throat, just the sores, everything that's going on, that I could even, I couldn't do a raw diet right now. When I say nutrition that I'm focusing right now, it's not really nutritious in the sense of it's not really providing me a lot of the nutrients I need. I mean, I'm still, other than like the chocolate milk, I'm getting it, mainly eggs, and if I can put down, some apple juice or applesauce. As far as my standard nutrition, it's all about just calories at this point. It's not about how nutritious as something for me. But again, because of the 7 months prior to radiation and chemo, that was my time. I know not everyone has that luxury, but that's what I felt that God inspired me to do, and I really feel like that's benefiting me now. I've heard this quote so many times, but it just kind of hit me the other day in, kind of a more personal way, and that's the quote that says, "This isn't happening to me, it's happening for me." And I really do believe it. I really have seen so many tender mercies and just moments of clarity of how God is using this, I call my refining process. Not my only refining process, but this has been a big one, because there's so much that God is hoping that I will see and that I will gain through this experience, to not only be able to truly empathize and show compassion for other people, but also just to be more authentic in my life and in how I serve others. And I saw this image the other day that I wanted to share. I was just scrolling through Facebook, and this image popped up, and I of course immediately thought of my wife and just how she continues to just be such an amazing caregiver. And I know that her batteries is being drained mentally, emotionally, and physically, taking care of me and seeing me go through this. I know she feels helpless at times. But yeah, when I saw this image, I just thought of, wow, this is her. She's being depleted as well. And she'll even go to the point to where she'll take out her last reserves just to take care of me. And again, if you don't have someone that can support you like that, I'm so sorry, and I'm praying for you that you can have people in your life that can help you through this, because you shouldn't have to go through anything hard alone. And as I always say, there's great strength in numbers, such great strength in numbers. And together I know that we will beat this. We'll see you next time. Peace.